Okay, now that we know what is spacecraft and how it operates, we can determine how to get there. It takes a lot of energy to get into orbit. The higher the orbit, the greater the energy. So, here launcher is defined as a vehicle that conveys the spacecraft into orbit. Because of the size of spacecraft orbit determines its energy, we need something to deliver the spacecraft to the right mission orbit, a rocket, or we call it a rocket launcher. To date, the only way to achieve the propulsive energy to successfully launch spacecraft from Earth has been by combustion of chemical propellant, although mass driver must be useful in the future for launching material from the moon or other small body. There are two groups of rocket propellant, liquid and solid. Many spacecraft launch involve the use of both types of rockets. For example, the solid rocket booster attached to liquid propel rocket. Hybrid rocket, which use a combination of solid and liquid, are also being developed. Solid rockets are generally simpler than liquid, but they cannot be shut down once ignited. Liquid and hybrid engine may be shut down after ignition and conceivably could be reignited. Expendable Launch Vehicle (ELV) are used once. As example, the U.S. Space Transportation System or Space Shuttle is a reusable system. Most of its components are refurbished and reused multiple times, but in 2013, the Space Shuttle program is terminated. The reason why we need the different size of launcher because the different weight of payload that they can bring. So super heavy launcher may bring a large payload or large satellite to the higher orbit, and normally uh, the small type of launcher only bring nano satellite which is smaller in size. So as example, this is Ariane 5. Because the current technology limits make it very difficult to build a single rocket that can deliver a spacecraft efficiently into orbit. Instead of launch vehicle consists of series of smaller rockets that ignite, provide thrust and then burn out not succession, each one handing off to the next one. These smaller rockets are stages. In most cases, a launch vehicle uses at least 3 stages to reach the mission orbit. Ariane 5 launch vehicle is a 3 stages booster used by European Space Agency. This type of launcher will bring large satellite as well as for the piggyback to the higher orbit. This is an example of the Orion stage adapter. So the shoebox size CubeSat payload will deploy from the adapter after the Orion spacecraft move away on its journey to deep space. The payload will go to many different places to gather data, including asteroid and Earth moon. So the adapter actually will deploy on the way before the main the nose reach the um, distant orbit. And this is spacecraft payload fairing. The spacecraft and upper stage are housed within the payload fairing. The payload fairing is the equipment used to protect the spacecraft, and the third stage during the early portion of the boost phase when the aerodynamic force from the atmosphere could actually affect the rocket. So this is basically the whole system of typical rocket launcher. You will study in detail about this in the topic propulsion. That's all. Thank you.